Hello and welcome back to the Old School Ironman. Last episode, we souped up our range setup by picking up a rune crossbow, red d'hide, an archer's helm, upgraded our assembler to an accumulator, and picked up some broad bolts. This means we're ready to kill blue dragons. We need to kill about 1,200-ish blue dragons to get enough dragon bones to get up to 70 prayer because we have access to the Chaos Altar now that we died and are no longer a hardcore Iron Man. And by doing this with range, we're going to get our range level up to just about 70 by the time we're done here. So that's a nice level because that allows us to wear black d'hide for clues and also black d'hide for PVM. Probably the hardest part about this is finding a world, but we're just going to be sitting in these two squares and we can attack the blue dragons that are around here and pick up some bones. And always make sure you're on rapid for range because it fires one tick less. So that means you end up with way more DPS than being on accurate or long range. First trip done. Looks like we picked up, what's that? 21 bones in just over 25 minutes because we did hop a little bit once we got there. So it looks like we're probably going to get like 40, 45 an hour. So this is going to be like a 30-hour journey. Let's get it. We picked up a hard clue from the blue dragon. It's a 1 in 128 drop. And there's going to be a lot of things that we can't do in hard clues. But if it's a reasonable requirement, I want to go and get that done this episode. So that way we can stock up like 4 or 5 hard caskets. First casket down. We're not going to open this yet. I'm going to open them all together when we have our 1,200 dragon bones done. I've been waiting for this level for a couple days now, and I immediately clicked right through it. But that is 84 farming, only one more level to go, 300k XP, until we no longer need to boost to get our hard contracts. Yay! One thing I do want to show off is that because I'm currently level 84 farming, I can't actually teleport to the farming guild because travel to that area is restricted, but you are actually able to boost with it. So if I eat this garden pie, click on travel, I can now teleport into the farming guild, which saves me a boatload of time getting to this place. Potentially a new PR? Oh, 149. Damn. Well, let's see what we get here. Source seed. And more white lily seeds. White lily seeds are always good because this is our only source of them. So we got a clue step here where we need to dig inside Berg de Rot. If we look on the map here, we need to get inside this bordered area. And to jump over this fence, we actually need to do the In Aid of the Mauritania quest, which also requires In Search of the Mauritania. So we're going to be doing these two quests. And I might as well knock these out because for the Mauritania Hard Diary, which is kind of our long-term goal here, we need to make a Guthix Balance Potion, which requires us to start In Aid of the Mauritania. And we need to complete it to do a temple trek with a hard completion. In Search of the Mauritania done. Now we just need to do, I think, what's going to be one of the at least tougher early game quests. In Aid of the Mauritania just requires so many items, and it's a pain to do on an Iron Man on RS3, so I have no idea how bad it's going to be on an Iron Man on Old School, where you need like energy, you have no tool belt, you have no familiars. Well, this quest took for freaking ever, but it's done. Yeah, so what now? Let's go do this clue. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Like, 5th step of the clue, I did like a couple quests for this, and I need a headband and a crozier, which I have neither of at this point. So, bye-bye clue scroll, let's get back to killing these stupid blue dragons. Absolutely smash the Tears of Guthix requirement to get 100 points with 134. And we drink it, and that is 8,000 more experience. So we're probably 2 weeks away before we have to do some construction training, and that's probably going to line up pretty perfectly for when I actually want to do it. So this clue step requires us to complete regicide, so let's go do that. So finally we get this clue step done. And we got our hard casket, so we'll go ahead and throw that in the bank. But let's get back to Artie, because we're pretty much done regicide. And regicide is done at 3 quest points. We can now take charter ships to Port Tyrus, so getting over to Tiranwin is so much easier. We don't need to go through the underground pass every time. And 13k agility XP. Pretty nice, but let's get back to killing dragons. With this next palm, we are going to get a very, very, very important farming level. There is level 85 farming. With this level, we now have access to the Farming Guild high tier, which gives us Torsals and Celastra seeds. But the best part about this is I no longer need to use a garden pie to boost for high level contracts, nor do I need to use a garden pie to take the spirit tree into the Farming Guild. It's just so great. Yes, I know all of you are probably already yelling at me. I forgot to pick the coconuts and I forgot to replace the tree. But good news, I can just teleport quickly back here. This is the power of hard contracts. We've already finished 3. We had a snapdragon, a snapegrass, and then a potato cactus. And now we get a 4th one, and it's white lilies. So we now have 4 hard contracts in a row. Are we going to go for a 5th? We have watermelons, poison ivy bush, Celastrus tree, and I think that's a palm tree. No, that's a palm tree in the background growing. So we might get a 5th one. Poison ivy berries, that's 5 hard contracts. Watermelons or Celastrus? Oh, white lilies. That's only a 20-minute contract though. But still 5 hard contracts. Let's see all the seeds we get. I banked all the crappy seeds, but we were left with a lot. Like in one trip to the farming guild and doing one set of contracts, we got, what is that, like 25 herb seeds, a U seed, which I always run out of, a couple palms, and then curries and pineapples. That's so much farming XP. Hey, 67 ranged. So we picked up another casket, and that brings our total up to 3. On top of that, dragon bone-wise, we are at 615. So we're just about halfway done with our dragon bone. So hopefully we get 3 more caskets in the latter half of this. Let's see what we get from our Hespori kill. Oh, Torsal seed's good, though. But we're halfway to the drop rate of the bucket without getting it. Well, this might be a first, but I got a reward casket without a wizard, without going to the wildy, or without having a new requirement that I didn't have. So that is our 4th casket, I think. Yeah, we now have 4 hard caskets to open. And dragon bone-wise, we are up to 800, so we have about 400 more to go. Level 69 ranged. 1 more to go till we can wear our black hide. So there's going to be a drop. A Rune Warhammer is just too rare for what we want to be doing right now. It's a 1 in 128 from the Ice Trolls. I'm not too worried about not getting the hard clue yet. And this dragon here is going to be 70 range. We're 100 XP away if we can stop hitting some zeros here. And once we get to 70, we'll have the ability to wield black D-hide instead of our current red D-hide. Booyah, there we go. 70 ranged. We now can equip Elf Crystal, wear Black Dragon Hide, armor, equip Dragonfire Wards, and we can do Arma in Godward's Dungeon. But we're not going to do that. At least not for a long-ass time. The Black D-Hide body has a +5 range bonus, and the Black D-Hide chaps have +3 range bonus. So that'll mean a slight amount of DPS, and I feel really cool now. At least using this until it gets nerfed in a couple months. Or maybe even by the time this video is up, it'll have been nerfed. But Dragonbone-wise, we have just under 1,000 in the bank right now, which puts us 68 prayer banked, thereabouts, if I'm doing my math correctly. So we need to do another about 250 dragons in order to get ourselves up to the magic 1250 number to get 70 prayer. For reference, the ranged attack bonus that we got doesn't actually improve our max hit. It just improves our accuracy. So we'll be hitting slightly less zeros, but it's not going to be a major difference. This is probably going to be our last range level we gain here. We're going to get up to 71 with our next bolt. Very nice. I don't think that actually gives us anything apart from more accuracy and potentially more damage. But we have over 1,100 bones in the bank, and we have like 3 inventories to go until we're banked. And then we get to try out all the cool prayer training methods that are in old school, because the collecting feels very similar to RS3, but the using is going to be where it's going to be different and a lot of fun. This is going to be our last blue dragon kill, at least for now. This will put us over having 70 prayer banked, assuming we lose no bones to PKers. Now, I'm bound to lose a bone, at least to PKers, because we're going to be at the Chaos Altar. But I'm hoping that it doesn't happen too often. So I swapped the scene over so you can see Runelight on the side here, and with the fossils and the ensouled dragons turned off, we have a total of 640 3k experience bank, which is just enough to get us above level 70. I do need to get the runes to do all these ensouled heads. So that's going to be the very first thing we do. I actually have no idea how to do this, so I'll see you there. There is a fairy ring that's right by the dark altar where we're going to be doing the creature reanimation. But it's a dead mushroom ring to start, so we need to pay to actually have it fixed. And it's only 80k coins, and we have the cash for it, so it's well worth it because we are going to be using this fairy ring quite liberally. By talking to Tis, we swap our spellbook onto the Kiran spellbook, and you can see they have all these reanimate spells that we can do. I think we can just use the spell on the item, and it's going to drop the item and reanimates a goblin. And now we can attack the goblin, and depending on which level it is, it has a certain amount of HP. These goblins only have 5. And they give 130 per experience each. So we can work our way through all of these. Scorpion time, let's see what we get from here. 15. 450 experience each. That's like using 2 dragon bones on a gilded altar. Oh, these giants are pretty cool. 35 HP, maybe like 600 per experience. That's 650 per. That's actually really nice. Also, another thing I realized is that Slayer tasks work here for a majority of them. So if you happen to have, let's say, like a cave horror task, you could come and use up all your ensouled heads to reanimate them. We get about 1,000 per Dagonal, which is pretty good for their how many we got on Slayer. 52 prayer. We can now use Smite, which I think unlocks the Varrock Hard Diary skill requirements wise for us. Well, that was freaking unexpected. 75 HP. So this is our last head here, about to finish off, just short of level 54. Not too bad for the amount of effort it took. It was pretty simple, and it was all stuff I just picked up from Slayer. And it saved me like 100 dragon bones, so that's really nice, and 4 more trips through the Wildy. So I forgot to do this when we finished off at the Blue Dragons, but it's time to open these hard caskets I got from the grind. We have 4 in total, so that means we have a good chance of getting something nice at least. But let's see what we get. Clue number 1. Just Alks. Clue number 2. Holy crap, that's a lot of Alks. With all those Alks and me not having fire runes, I'm actually going to go to the bank. But before we leave, we need to get off the Arceus spellbook and back onto normals. Ooh, we got our first page, Arma page 4, and a black D'hide body we don't need anymore. Sharks, law runes, and coins. Not too bad. We got over 213k cash to add to our bank, so that's really nice. And we got our first page book, which is something I want to build up over time. We are making these burning amulets, which will be able to teleport us very close to the Chaos Altar. If you look at the world map here, right by the lava maze, basically where lava strike rooms are on RS3, we can be teleported there, and then we can just run over to the altar and use our bones there. Unfortunately, this is probably a very hotspot PK location, so we might die on our way over here a couple times. But I'm hoping we don't lose over 100 dragon bones. I'll be happy that. This is going to be our setup to start. If we do die, we're going to lose a lot of bones, but we have black D'hide and the full burning. We have black D'hide on to increase our mage defense, and we're doing this before the black D'hide nerfs, which is really nice. Later on, we'll have much better ways of getting there, and better ways of killing ourselves with the locator orb. I absolutely hate the wilderness, so this next hour and a half is going to be real nice. Each bone used here has a 50% chance of being saved, as you can see by the chat box. And then I think we just try to take the Wine of Zamorak, and this will slowly kill us. So that first inventory was 14k, so the 500 XP per dragon bone checked out pretty perfectly. But once we die, we put our 3 items back on and grab our dragon bones and repeat. And that is how you do Chaos Altar. I'll be back with XP per hour and stuff like that. A little pro tip that I figured out is just don't click the same bone twice because there's a 50% chance that you save it. That way you always have a new bone. My clicks still suck, so I need to get better at that. But just, yeah, find a random bone in your inventory and just click it. Because like I've clicked this one bone like 8 times and it finally used up that one there. But this is our 4th inventory and we haven't even seen a white dot, let alone a PKer, so I feel like I did this at a right time. I'm doing it pretty early on a Saturday, and I'm hoping that PKers are like degenerate enough that they stay up super late on Friday and don't wake up on Saturday till like 4 p.m. It's been 5 inventories and I'm already getting cocky. I'm bringing 50 noted bones. So yeah, that didn't really help XP per hour too much. Like it's gonna like save me maybe 10 minutes over this whole time. So that's not worth the stress. So I'm just gonna go back to 1 inventory per trip. I got the amulets for it and low stress gameplay. My first PKers, unfortunately, they don't get anything because I cleaned out my entire inventory and I had nothing on me. Okay, it's way busier now. I'm now like every other inventory. I run it either into a PKer or someone being in the way. So maybe I just did it early enough that I got away from the PKers before they're online, but now they're online. So I'm like hopping every inventory or two, it seems like. I wish I was recording here, but I finished my inventory and I said thanks and stepped out here. The guy hit me down to 10 HP. And then he just walked away and logged out because he's like, I'm not going to teleport this person. So this is going to be the last inventory of Dragon Bones. We got PK'd a little bit and got a little unlucky on the 50% save over the course of our time doing this, which means that we need to go get a couple more Dragon Bones. I'm currently 44k away, but by the time this inventory is done, I think I'll be about like 30 to 35k. And if we take a very low estimation of 400 XP per bone, which is way less than what I'm actually getting even after all of this, that would put us at 100 bones to get, or like 90 bones to get. So I'm probably just going to go do like 3 to 4 more inventories of blue dragons, get up 100 more bones, and then come back here to use them. I picked up 77 extra bones. We need 71 according to the calculator, so I really hope it's enough to get there. Don't want to go back again. Hopefully this ends up being our last trip here. We need like 11k XP and like we're basically exactly 11k XP if we get 50%. But if we have any left over, I'm just gonna manually bury bones. I can't be asked coming back out here for 1k XP. 70 prayer. We can now use Piety, but we do need to get a quest done to be able to actually use it. That was about 2 hours of actually using the bones. I would highly suggest doing it at a low volume area. When I did the initial grind to 69, it was so much better because I did it early on Saturday versus now it's midday Saturday and there's a PKer on like every other world. But this is going to be the end of the episode. We now basically have everything we need skill-wise for the Mauritania hard diary because we do have our 70 prey now, but we have a lot of quests to get done, especially King's Ransom, which actually allows us to use the chivalry and the piety prayer, because if we try to put it on now, we need 70 defense, 70 prayer, and have completed the King Ransom quest and the night waves afterwards. So that's what we're going to be doing next time so we can finish off this Mauritania diary. But our skill level is getting up there. We're up to 1679. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.